Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pocatello Business Podcast. I am here with the one and only Mia Toussaint. Toussaint. Excuse me. I said I was going to slaughter your name. I slaughtered it.
No, you're great. No worries.
Mia is born and raised in Blackfoot, Idaho. We're not going to hold that against her being in Pocatello, but she's in Pocatello now. She's chose something, that's a little bit better, not whatever. But she's working for a company here in town called Get Found First. Yes. They're helping businesses locally to get found first. It's a great name of their company because it explains them perfectly. It helps them with their marketing, their social media presence, and all the above. She'll explain all that kind of stuff here soon. So, Mia, thanks for being on the show. And start off by telling us something fun or interesting about yourself.
Oh, that is awesome. Spencer, thank you for letting me be on here. I'm really excited. This is my first podcast I've ever been on. So if I'm a little jittery, don't hold it against me. Okay. So a little fun fact about me. I born and raised in Blackfoot, and a lot of people look at me and think there's no way. You're from Los Angeles, you're from New York, you're from somewhere else. But it's true. I was born and raised in Blackfoot. My dad grew up in Miami. And he moved to Idaho, met my mom. My mom was adopted. So I'm Japanese, Hawaiian, white, Haitian, Bahamian. I'm a whole lot of different things. And I'm just so happy I was raised in the land of potatoes. I am so happy. So yes, I born and raised in Blackfoot, but I'm very culturally diverse. And I'm just really excited to be here. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So how did you get into the business?
So that's a great question. I actually took business classes in high school. I had the opportunity to do that. And then I went to Ensign College, which is a business college in Salt Lake City, and had great experiences. I born and raised in Blackfoot. It was my first time seeing a skyscraper, and they're not even skyscrapers. And I loved that. I loved being exposed to that business industry and just fast-paced work. And then when the pandemic hit, I actually moved back home to Blackfoot with my mom, but I got to still do school online, which is great. So I'm pursuing a degree in business management with an emphasis in marketing right now. And I was waiting tables. Kind of the college job. And then I heard that there was a digital marketing agency literally in my backyard. And I was like, there's no way, they're probably not legit, whatever. And I heard about it and I met Katie Harris and she changed my life. Get Found First is no joke. We are a Google Premier partner. We were just featured in Inc. magazine last year as one of the top fastest growing companies in the US right now. In 2019, we were voted one of the best places to work in Idaho. We just had all of these accolades and I just wanted to jump on board. So I'm a business development specialist and I love talking with people, finding businesses to help them grow, to elevate people. And that's what we do. That's our mission statement, driven to elevate people and businesses. So that's what we do. And we do that through digital presence. So yeah.
I love it. That's great too, to have some recognition for Idaho. You're a Blackfoot company, but getting national recognition. That's very cool. So yeah. You're doing some things right, of course, because you're growing and you're also being voted one of the best places to work. So that means you've got a good culture and a community going. So good for you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite parts about business and working?
Oh, one of my favorite parts. Is it cliche to say, where do I begin? Is that too cliche? Let me just, I want to start with, we have a sense of community. I was the Distinguished Young Woman of Blackfoot in 2017 as well. And I had the opportunity to do a lot of service projects for veterans homes, for students. And one thing that I loved about this company is that they still believe in a sense of community. We tried to put together internship programs for the high school. We tried to do different things to help grow Blackfoot as a whole. Every one job that we have is equivalent to 25 in Boise. So we're helping with that unemployment rate right now, and we're really growing as a business. So I just love, my favorite part is that it feels like I'm working from home when I'm not even at home.
That's awesome. That's good. And everyone, I think everyone is feeling that too. Everyone's kind of with this pandemic, getting that taste of working from home, and they're like, oh, do I really want to go back to the office? So,
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome.
That's true.
So what was, well, if I can talk today, what's one of your biggest mistakes, and how did you learn from it?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's really hard to look at our weaknesses and try to turn them into strengths. And honestly, I have felt like with the pandemic, I wasn't really good at talking with people. I kind of lost my sense of being around people, and it made me honestly feel weak. And I thought to myself, there is no way that I can finish my degree. There's no way. I have to do this all by myself. I don't have a professor right next to me to help me. And so how am I going to represent Get Found First if I don't feel like I can even have a good education? I could even learn more about marketing. And so I just felt like I was losing my sense of touch with communication, just being able to communicate. It was so weird for me to start with the Zoom meetings, to start with learning online. It was a very different thing for me. And that was a weakness, but it is slowly turning into a strength because I get to work from home, and we have so many different software programs that we use, Slack channels, all these different things. And the one thing I love about Get Found First is that we put communication first with each other as a community. We have positive huddles every day. And at first I was like, okay, every day, really every morning, do we really need to say a positive focus? But we do. And that made me feel like, okay, I am confident that I can do this. We're going to be positive about the situation that we're in, the pandemic that we're in, and we're going to overcome it. And that just made me feel more confident in the company I worked for and more confident in myself.
I like it. I like it a lot. And when you say you're not very well spoken, I think you need to be the host of this podcast, and I need to be on the opposite side because you're a lot more well spoken than I am. So you're very, very good. So. Very good. So in your business, and you're trying to crack codes. Facebook and Google's always changing their stuff. What's one of the biggest frustrations in your business?
Oh, that's a great question. One of the frustrations that we have is, I would say, because we have, being a Google Premier partner, Google came and saw us. They found us and they said, you have some of the best client retention that we have ever seen. What can we do to help you? What can we do to invest in you? And we started with one Google representative, and now we have 5. We've been a Google Premier partner for about 6 years, and it's really just changed our business. It's really elevated. We can make proprietary reports for our clients that they can't get with other agencies. And sometimes people don't think that we're legit. I'm going to be honest. They think there's no way you're from Blackfoot. There's no way that you could be this credible. And so they doubt. And honestly, marketing, as you would probably know, and as everybody knows, it could be a shady business. Yeah. People are like, okay, we need you to optimize our accounts, and we've never seen you. We don't know where you live. We can't really find your location, but we're going to give you X amount of dollars to really, make our business look better. And so it's hard to work in a shadier business, and we try to be as ethical as possible. And a lot of people just they can't believe it. They can't believe that we would do something like that we're growing this fast, and we have to show them the fine print, the certificate. We are legit, and we want to help. So especially local businesses, we want to help locally more. We have 300 plus clients across the nation. And our main goal is to just do that community outreach. We're trying to help more local businesses because that's where my passion is, I would say, is in Idaho Strong. Really trying to help those businesses that would not get the opportunity to work with a company this good. You can't go to Los Angeles, you can't go to New York, and we travel to New York, we travel to Los Angeles, we try to be trained by these professionals so we can help our local businesses. So that's a side note, but I would say that our weakness is people just don't think that we're legit, and we are.
That's interesting because, I think us in Idaho, that we think, social media, all this digital presence, we've got to go to Silicon Valley or, New York or somewhere. All they do is eat, sleep, and breathe social media and digital presence. And it's not the case. There's talent everywhere. So it's good that people can start seeing that there's talent in our backyard, and we don't have to go to Silicon Valley and spend all of our money there. Oh, that's great. So very good. So what would be some of the best advice you'd give our audience based upon your experience?
I would just say, figure out what your goals are. Through a pandemic, there are some businesses that really had to rethink some goals. For sure. And we were one of them, for sure. What's a goal that we have? I mean, we were growing so rapidly. How do we keep that rapid growth? That's a goal of ours. And we had to really rethink how we were marketing ourselves, how we were branding ourselves. And so I would just say to our audience, or the audience, that think about your goals and think about how you want to have your name seen. And that needs to be a goal. How you want to be seen, whether that's on Facebook, Google, Instagram, or even on a radio or wherever. Marketing is so important. And we always just try to help businesses be seen in the best way that fits for them. There's a lot of people that say, well, you need to buy 3 different strategies and you need to do all these different things, which that's not the case. We want to help you and your goals. And what they are is very, very important because we value your goals too, right? Yeah. And how we can best help, whether that's just fixing a glitch in a website, we would do it. And we would want to help you. That's enough. If that's a goal for you, that's a goal for us. So finding out what those goals are can really help change a business strategy, change a business environment. That's what happened with our business. We had some trainers talking about dreams, talking about making dreams and having these goals and what type of dreamer are you? And those are important because when we dream, when we set goals and we reach them, that's what makes you happy. That was what makes you want to keep working. That's what makes you want to keep growing. And we just like to invest in people to help them reach their goals. And I think that's really important.
I love it. And I'll give a shout out to your company as well, because I think people, when they start with a digital marketing company, I think all of a sudden they think, I'm going to put this on Facebook and then just bow, it's going to happen for me. It's not, in a perfect world, that's exactly what would happen, but it's not always success on your first ad. You tweak things, you find your target audience, and you get to that point that you're getting that success. So that's when I would tell people on my behalf to help you guys a little bit, is that it's a little bit of a long game.
Yes.
But with experienced professionals like you guys, it's not as long as you need it to be. So, but it's all about trial and error until you find what demographic and what niche you're looking for. And that's when you start seeing some ROI.
Absolutely. Yes. We love to take the weight of that time consuming marketing strategy that you have to always be optimizing. We love to take that weight off of people's shoulders. We like to do the job that people don't like to do. And this with New Clean, people don't want to do different things, but
toilets, that's for sure. So
yeah. Yeah, we just love to take that burden off of people's shoulders, for sure.
That's right. Well, I always say, one of my mentors always says this, but if you have a problem that requires money and you have money, you don't have a problem.
There you go.
People out there listening to this and you have a budget or for marketing, spend a little bit of that with some social media presence. Get found first, get them on your side, because you should be spending, especially right now in the pandemic, people have cut back on their marketing. but if any time you should be spending more, because there's a little bit less presence on those social media platforms. So
Right.
Anyways, we got to move into our lightning round real quick, Mia.
Oh, okay.
And the lightning round is sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. They're a billboard company here in town. They do a fantastic job helping people get their billboard vision seen, and they're great with ideas as well. But if you guys are interested in that, mention that you heard about them on the podcast, and they'll give you your first month for free or your installation for free when you sign up for a 3-month deal. So call Rob today, and he will make it happen for you. So, Mia, what is one of your favorite books that you've read recently, or maybe your favorite software you've used, and why?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with the book question. One of my favorite books that I've read is, it's by Brene Brown. And of course it's going to blank on me because you said lightning round and I started to sweat. Okay. Let me think about this. Brene Brown. Brene Brown, I mean, she has so many great books: Rising Strong, Braving the Wilderness, talking about vulnerability. And the reason why I love that book by her, and she has a podcast as well, Unlocking Us on Spotify. Brene Brown just talks about, to be strong is to be vulnerable, and to really lean into vulnerability and to think of others, think about what they're going through, and to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. I love that she just talks about that, because those are principles that you really have your whole life to develop. To be vulnerable with yourself, with others, with family, with friends, in a business setting is really hard sometimes. And she is funny. One, she talks about it in such a great way, but she also is just very honest. If you want to be strong, if you want to brave the wilderness, if you want to rise up, you have to be vulnerable. You have to look outside yourself, and you really have to think of others first rather than thinking of yourself.
I like it. It's good advice. Very good advice. Okay. Well, next question. What's one of the biggest myths business owners need to know the truth about?
Oh, that's a good question. What are one of the biggest myths? Oh my goodness, that you need to spend over $10,000 for a startup business to start with Google advertising or whatever. You do not need to spend that much money. There are so many different strategies. And I'm personally, with my company, we try to put up a free audit. We like to look at your website, and it's all for free. Your website, how it's already performing, so then we can help you figure out a strategy that works best for you. You don't need to break the bank. You don't need to just start to invest money or something trying to make up for these marketing costs. You don't need to do that. You need to start with just having a good website or having a good social media presence, whether that's just a Facebook page. Just start watching it, start monitoring it. That's a good start. You don't have to spend a dime yet. Just start doing on your own. And if you can't, and if you just need help, we would love to just talk, find someone that you can talk to and learn different marketing strategies. And then you can figure out, okay, this is what I need to spend. A lot of people think, well, I'm going to go find an agency and spend all of my money to make this work. You don't need that. You need to learn different strategies. Learn the strategies first, and then figure out what you need to spend. I agree that you do need to start spending at some point, but we got to spend your money in the best way possible for your business.
I like it. Yeah. People think, and this is my perspective, but you can say I'm full of bull crap right now, but my experience, if you start up a new ad and you're a new company to social media and you start pouring out a couple $100 a day in ads, that doesn't always help you. That you need to start with a smaller budget and then work up.
Yes. Yes, for sure. And it's all about the details, what you're showing for, what keywords you're showing for. That is important, because sometimes we'll audit a company and we'll see that when you search for their name and when they show up, they're showing up for iPhones. And they're a optometrist. They don't work with iPhones. They help with eye care. And for some reason, it comes up with protection in a different way or whatever. And so just really optimizing the keywords, optimizing the details, making sure that things are right. That's how you really spend a good budget and really see a difference in growth, is when you become really, really detail oriented.
Yeah. And then have some good content. You can't just be boring, plain Jane. You got to have something that's going to stand out a little bit too. So.
That's true. Yes. Can't be plain Jane. I'm gonna say that with my next client. We can't be plain Jane.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. I'm known for my just miles of great advice. So
it was great. It's great.
So last question here. What is one thing I should have asked that I didn't?
Oh, that's a great question. Maybe I should ask you this. Let's see. I guess a question that a lot of people ask us is, when will I start seeing results? When will I really start seeing ROI? And it takes time. Sometimes you're just going to have the patience. And the greatest thing about our company is we don't do a 6-month contract, a year contract with our clients. We are a performance-based company. So if 1 month you're not seeing the results that you want, there is no golden handcuffs. You can just walk away. And most companies don't do that. Most companies will try to lock you into a long-term agreement, and that's not us. We want you to be performance-based. And I think that's the best way to find trial and error, is because you'll start, let's say you have an ads account running, or you're doing social media advertising, and it's just something's not clicking, but it's just been 2 weeks. We need a month or 2, and we really want to see those performance based, and maybe it'll alter. Maybe you'll spend more 1 month, but spend less the next month. It just kind of depends on what is making conversions. What are people clicking on? What are people seeing? What do people like? And we just try to always optimize. It's a daily thing. And this is a more personal route as well. You can't become perfect in a day. You just can't. It's a lifelong process to really perfect a craft, to perfect, how you feel about yourself personally. It's optimizing every day. And that's why I like to think to myself is, I'm optimizing every day. I'm making little changes here and there to be better. And some days it's great. Some days it's not as good, but at least I'm always moving in an upward direction, and I'm always doing something each day.
That's awesome. Yeah. Great advice. Great advice. So I wish you guys all the best of luck. And those that are listening, Get Found First a call. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys if they want to start?
That's a great question. Look at our website, getfoundfirst.com. There's a phone number on there, our website. Look at our services, look at an About Us page, get to know us a little bit more. And we want to show you how we have a digital presence. So it'd be great if you just look at our website, www.getfoundfirst.com.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show with us, Mia. And, you're going away here in a few months. You're going to go to Brazil. Do you want to tell people what you're doing?
I am. So I have decided to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I was called to the Curitiba, Brazil mission. And I will be speaking Portuguese. I'll be out there for about 18 months, and I leave in May. So I'm really, really excited. I'm going to miss Get Found First. They have created so many great opportunities for me. And I'm going to just miss everyone that I've met, but I'm excited to come back. That's the great thing, is I'm coming back, and I can't wait to see where Get Found First is then. So
very cool. So if you guys want to talk to Mia and get roll on with her, get things started, give her a call sooner than later, because she's not going to be here for 1.5 years after that. So
That's true. The clock is ticking.
That's right, guys. So make the call and start growing your company. So that's what the podcast is all about, is providing profits for Pocatello people. So let's provide some profits. That's what these guys are doing. So thanks again. And we'll have you on the show, I guarantee you, after you serve.
Yay! I would love it. Thank you so much, Spencer.
All right. And all you guys listening, thanks for joining the episode today, and we'll see you guys next episode.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.